Hello and welcome to CGTN. I'm Xinmeng and we are coming to you live from our mobile studio, the CGTN Caravan. So what we are doing here is a special program called Real Time China. Now we just departed from our CGTN headquarters in Beijing. As you can see outside, we are driving through the north gate of our CGTN headquarters. So in the following 10 days, we'll travel in this bus all the way down to South China's Shenzhen city. This is to mark the 40th anniversary of China's reform and opening up. We will visit, to name a few, Tianjin, Shijiazhuang, Zhengzhou, Changsha, Wuhan, Guangzhou, Zhuhai, and so many more cities that have played a crucial role in China's reform and opening up process. So, if you have any questions you want to, ask, or if you have anything you want to share with us, please leave your comments on all of our social media platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Weibo. And now I would like to show you the interior of the bus. So we modified it a little bit. As you can see, there's a curtain divided the bus into half. So in this front part, there are 20 seats for our crew. We have our director, we have our reporters, editors, and our guests over there. So we will be sitting here in the bus. And here behind the curtain, so in the back of the bus is a mobile studio. We have our anchors here and our camera team. So we like you can see, we remove the chairs. Sorry. To put a sofa there instead for our anchors to do the live broadcast for TV. Like I said, it's a mobile studio right now. All the cameras and the lights have set up, and all these equipments here, audio equipments here. So the bus is basically will be our home for the next 10 days, because we'll spend most of our days, over 12 hours per day, I'd say, here on the bus. And speaking of that, let's talk to our anchors over there. 可以过一下吗? Hi, Jeff.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you? We're off. We've set off. We've gone 30 seconds and then we're stuck in traffic.
Oh, yeah. So,
this is how it's going to be.
Yeah, so crowded. So, can you tell us, how do you feel about this trip?
Do you know, I'm so excited.
You are?
I'm like a little child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's such an amazing opportunity to see China.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much of this country I've never been to, so many stories I've never heard, and it's just going to be so exciting to get out there and see things. And we've got a crew as well. Yeah. We've got such a good group of people. They've been working ridiculously hard. Li Chueyuan is just catching up on some last-minute notes here, but everyone's been working so hard on this. I mean, the team stayed up all last night. Yeah. They were sending me messages on WeChat at 3 o'clock this morning, 4 o'clock this morning, 5 o'clock this morning. You know, they've been working so hard, and that really shows. It's an ambitious project. It's insanely ambitious. 10 shows a day, over 10 days, live shows. We've got to take the bus to certain locations at certain times so that we know we're in the right place at the right time. So there's so many things that can go wrong, that could go wrong. But as long as everyone smiles, as long as we all smile and we're all happy, it will be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. So may I ask you, how many years have you been in China? 2 now. 2 now. You've never had a chance like this to visit so many cities from north all the way to the south in one trip. Exactly. I mean, even if I went to a different place every weekend, I still wouldn't see half of China. Yeah. The scale of the place is just breathtaking. So yeah, that's what I'm really looking forward to. Just seeing something new. I mean, you know what it's like when you work in Beijing. You know, I tend to stay in Beijing. I go to the same areas in Beijing, and it's so nice to actually get out, because I'm based mainly in the studio. You know, I see all the reporters around China going to these amazing places, and I think, oh, I wish I could go to some of those, and now I can.
Yeah. So, which part of the trip do you expect the most?
Which am I looking forward to the most? You know, Tianjin.
Tianjin. That's our first stop.
It is. Tonight.
Yeah.
Because I think two reasons. One, Tianjin's beautiful. From what I've only seen it very briefly. Looking forward to spending a bit more time there. But also we will have finished our first day. And I think we can all breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief when we get to the end of the first day.
Okay, so what will you do in Tianjin tonight?
We have a big live program as part of China 24 from one of the main squares there. We're going to be walking down some of the streets, looking at the European architecture, and I believe there's a performance.
There's a live performance?
A live performance.
Wow.
But we don't have too many details about that yet.
Okay.
I think the others do, but of course everybody on this crew speaks in Chinese. so very often they talk to each other in Chinese, so they know exactly what's coming up next, and I get told at the last minute because people forget to tell me in English.
Well, okay, so let's just look forward to that, and thank you so much. And here's Qiu Yuan. I think she's busy to prepare for the next live press, so let's not bother her. And here we have our two special guests, Jamie Cruz. Thank you for joining us. Could you tell us a little bit about your feelings about this trip?
Well, it's exciting to be part of this trip. A few weeks and months ago, we were chatting with your executives about how we can cover the 40th year anniversary, and we threw in some ideas and some places, but I never expected that the trip will turn out to be this ambitious, this complicated, but also this exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing and stopping all the places and chatting along the way, because the places we will see are the places where the reform happened, and I'm looking forward to be with you and with our audiences to appreciate how much China's changed.
Okay, so the first time you got on a bus, is it different from what you expected?
It is very different. I never expected the bus to be so complete and complicated. It's a system. It's like an engineering project. I could tell that many moving parts are still trying to fit in. I've never heard or seen anyone do what we're trying to do now in terms of covering such a huge country in such a limited time. So obviously logistics must be a very, very big problem, and but I think that's part of the excitement. I think that's, in a way, this ambitious project shows or mirrors what China has been doing this past 40 years. It's all many things that no one has ever dared to think of we're trying to do now.
Okay, so during our trip we're going to not only the big cities but also a lot of small towns. We are visiting China, seeing a part that a lot of Westerners don't get to see. So which part do you look forward the most?
Well, I wish I could join you to Shenzhen, but I won't. I'm looking forward to your reports about that. Shenzhen, because 40 plus years ago I've been to Shenzhen.
Wow.
And remember it as a very sleepy fisherman's town, and now of course it's a booming town. So I think that's really something to look forward to in terms of showing the audiences how much Shenzhen has changed. But also along the way I'm also looking forward to seeing small places, rural areas, which also have benefited from the reform 40 years ago.
Okay, thank you. And this is Mr. Liu, also another special guest of ours. So hi, Mr. Liu.
Yes.
This is not just a sightseeing trip, and I think for you it's even more serious. So we are going to talk about the changes that China has made, and also the challenges China is still facing. So 40 years of reform and opening up, China has changed so fast. Yeah. So which part of the trip, which city do you look forward to visit the most?
Well, actually, I was born in the Hebei province, and now it's really a tour to my hometown. So
yeah, we are going to Hebei province tomorrow, the second day of our trip. So, what city are you from?
Actually, I'm from a rural village in the which is very close to Tianjin, but it's part of the Hebei province. And that really gave me a very different perspective to travel with such a large crew. And instead of me simply visiting the hometown, I'm going to really have a rediscovery process to see the changes in the hometown in a very different idea. And I also prepared to enjoy many other perspectives that these guys can offer. But that can really be a very strong reminder to me. Actually 40 years ago, I lived in Hebei province for 18 years. People would be surprised that it was really the first time for me to saw what the train was when I was 18 years old to step into Beijing and for the college. So I still remember the very hard time when I was a middle school student. Your stomach is simply complaining without enough food. But right now, you know, each time I visit the hometown, I see these changes because you have the old memories and you can build a very strong contrast. So now I would very much like to see that what is really happening in some of the unique towns that are designed for the future, actually based on traditional Chinese culture and also based on the use of internet technology. And so, but of course, the most impressive part actually would be I see more smiles over my elder brothers, over my hometown fellows, to be very thankful of the 40 years of reform and open door.
Okay, well, I think you can find all your answers in Hebei province, but for now, just enjoy the trip, okay? Thank you so much. So our trip will be divided into 3 parts. Our first stop today is Tianjin. We'll arrive in Tianjin at about 5 p.m. So stay tuned. And in Tianjin, I think we will spend a nice evening together along the Haihe River, tour around Italian-style street, and talk about the history and story behind it. So, yeah, stay tuned. Follow CGTN on all of our social media platforms and follow our trip on the road to see a real-time China. So for now, thank you for coming along and fasten your seatbelt. Hold tight. Our journey begins. See you later.